People always wonder why people in the worst situations in life get by. It's not magic, it's hope.
Coming out to my mother was a terrifying experience. I came from a really Christian home and background. My mom would say things to me like, "You're not allowed to be gay," or that it was something that I could control. And when I first came out to her, she pretended to be really supportive, but it really quickly became clear that she didn't accept me the way that I was. I was ostracized by the youth at my church, with the exception of very few people, and it got to the point that I didn't even feel comfortable going anymore. People would be raging around with petitions against LGBT rights initiatives, and my mother would join in, and I was just left entirely by myself, and it was a really unhealthy situation for me. I didn't think that it was ever going to get better for me, and I didn't think that there was anything that I could do to make it better.
It actually came out to my parents through my boss that I was dating a girl that I was working with, and my mom did not take it so well. I had told my brother before, and I didn't know I was gay until it happened, and I was gay, and then everything clicked, and it really made sense.
I was at a party, and I was dancing with this girl, and we were having a good time. We were just dancing it up, and I got a little tired, so I was like, I'm gonna go get some air. I just kind of felt like people behind me, and I turned around, and there was this group of guys behind me, and they just kind of grabbed me. I was pretty sure that I was gonna die, like that they were gonna kill me, because that's kind of what it felt like. And they put me on this workbench table thing, and like held like my arms out and pinned me down, and took off the shirt I was wearing, like the long sleeve shirt I was wearing, like over top. I had a shirt underneath, and using like a sort of sharp object, cut the words dyke into my left arm and lesbo into my other arm, and they made me watch it as it happened. I had to go to school the next day, or that morning, and I showed one of my friends, like one of my best friends that I really trusted, and I just took off my sweater, and the first thing I said was, I didn't do this. They were pretty much the only people that kept me here. I really didn't want to be alive anymore, because I was terrifying, and I just didn't want to be here, because I couldn't see anything else getting better after that.
When I was growing up, I didn't come from a very accepting elementary school. I was bullied a lot just because I was different. I kept it to myself till about the end of grade 8. That's when I slowly started to come out, because I didn't really have a lot of support back then. The winter of, I believe it was grade 9, I finally decided to come out to my mom. I didn't really know how to approach it, so I said it bluntly. I just said that we needed to talk, and I just openly said that, like, I said, Mom, I'm gay, and there was a whole bunch of emotions running through my head, and I didn't know what to expect, but in the end, it turned out for the better. She said that she loved me for who I was. She didn't care if I was straight or gay.
Even though I knew that they were the most supportive people in my life, and probably the most supportive people I will ever meet, it didn't make coming out to them any easier this year. I was absolutely terrified, because you always hear horror stories about, oh yeah, my parents were supportive before, and I didn't want that to change. This kind of came out one day where we were sitting in the car, and my dad, we were talking about something that had happened, and he said, I would love you no matter what. And I said, well, I'm bisexual. And I remember he gave me a hug, and he said, good, I'm glad you felt comfortable coming out to me. And there was just this instant relief I felt from just, okay, I didn't have to hide anymore. And although I don't know what it's like to come out to a family that doesn't support you, specifically parents, or to not have friends that support you, because I do go to the GSA and I have such a great support team. I know what it's like to see friends who don't have that and who have been kicked out of their homes or aren't here anymore because they didn't have that support team, and it absolutely breaks my heart. I had an uncle who he came out as being gay to his family, and they didn't support him at all, and 2 years later he ended up taking his own life. And I think about the things that he doesn't get to do anymore, and I think about just things that we don't get to do, or like just the simple things, like even if it's just watching a movie or, you know, putting Christmas trees up or anything like that. And I just think, I don't want you to miss that.
When I was younger, I came from a really homophobic town. It was pretty bad because this girl I really liked committed suicide when I was younger. It hurt me till now. My parents decided to move to London, so I thought it'd be a better place here. I myself tried to commit suicide a few times because I had nobody in middle school except for my dad, which supported me the whole way. But it still really hurt because my friends, I couldn't trust them. And then as I got through to high school, I went to Banting thinking it was a better place because high school I thought it got better. And I used to get bullied in the hallway because of how I dressed. And then I told people there I was lesbian, and they bullied me even more, used to push me in the hallway.
I knew from the beginning of my teenage years that I was physically and romantically attracted to girls. I was terrified to admit this to anyone, especially to my family, because I knew that it would change the way that they saw me. And when I was younger, I had a lot of trouble finding grown people who were LGBT to be role models to look up to as some sort of proof that I could have a happy life being a lesbian or anything else. I had teachers and lots of adult role models tell me that it was a mistake to choose your sexuality at this young of an age, or that it was just a phase. And I had people tell me to my face that gay people had problems, they were troubled, and that they were bad people, and that I should not associate myself with them. Since then, I've had such a happy life. I've been able to find the support that I needed to come out to my family and to my friends, and I found wonderful supports within my family, like my mother. Sometimes people who you don't expect to be supportive will be. And most of all, if I had given up, or if I had decided to keep this a secret or to live a lie, then I wouldn't have fallen in love or had the wonderful relationships that I've had or had the friends that I've had, and there's nothing that can ever measure up to that. So if you're feeling invisible or judged or worthless, just remember that there is somebody in this world who cares, and you will find someone who will make you happy no matter what, and it's worth it, and it will get better.
Since I came to Central, I've had Gay Straight Alliance, which I love, and there's people here like me, which helps me and supports me, and so it gets better.
I'm doing so much better than I ever thought that I would, and I know that it's just the beginning. I know that it's going to get so much better for me, and it will get so much better for you too. And I'm really glad that I stuck around, because I would have missed out on a life that I didn't think that I could have. And so stick around as hard as it is, because I know it will get better for you too.
At this standpoint, I feel like it made me stronger. If you are feeling that there's no exit, there's no support, there's no there's nothing anymore that you can live for. You need to get through that tough point in your life. Go to somebody. Just know that there's always somebody out there who you can talk to. Do not think that committing suicide or running away is the best option, because it's not. You have got to look at the future and hope for the best, because it gets so much better.
I'm here to tell you that it does get better, and it may not seem like it, and it may seem like it is the worst thing in the world and that no one is ever going to love you. But there are people that love you. I love you, and the GSA loves you, and you will be supported, and you will find people in your life that will make it better, and it will get better.
So if you're thinking that you should just end it, or that people don't care about you, or if something's happened to you and you just don't see a point in living anymore, talk to your friends about it, talk to your family about it, because they're the people that are going to help you get through it.
It gets better.
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 It all gets better.
It's better.
My name is Alex Schadlinger. I go to London Central Secondary School, and I can assure you, it does get better.
It gets better.